Hi everyone! Today's card I'm going to be doing some stamping and watercolouring. I've got these really nice stamps that I ordered from Sentimentally Yours, and it's the Retro Diner collection. This one is this lady and man with the jukebox, sentiments on your special day to both of you, all shook up, rock and roll and rock around the clock. And they're really nice big stamps, and they're really easy to colour in. So I'm going to be using this one with the girl and the boy, but I'm going to be taking the sentiment "Have an Amazing Time" from the Retro Diner collection, Rockabella, and this again is another beautiful stamp. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. If you want to see how I do my watercolouring, then keep watching. I've got myself a card blank which measures 6 by 8, so it's going to be quite a big card. My first matte layer is just plain white, is 5 3/4 by 7 3/4. Piece I'm going to be working on again is white, is 5 inches by 7 1/4, and in between that I've got this really pretty patterned piece which is 5 1/4 by 7 1/2, and the papers are from the Sentimentally Yours Retro Diner Candy Pop. And there's some really beautiful papers within this set. Absolutely gorgeous. I've also cut some elements from these papers with the Coke bottle and the ice cream sundae, so I'll show you what I'm going to do with them when we get to that stage. Also got myself an assortment of watercolored pens, my watercolor brush, and I'll be using the VersaFine Onyx Black. So if I just pop all that to one side. So the first thing I want to do is take in the piece that I'm going to be stamping on. I'm going to be using my stamping platform for this, and if I take in my stamp, and as I said, this is a really big stamp. This one actually measures in height 6 1/2 inches. Just move that out of the way a minute. I'm going to pop this right at the bottom of cardstock, and you'll see I've cut it so that it's just big enough. I'm going to pick that one up. And as always with big stamps, if you pull this back, hold the bottom, pull it back and roll it back on itself, hopefully that will eliminate any air bubbles. So with the VersaFine Onyx Black, I'm going to ink this stamp up. Quite a lot of stamp to ink. And hopefully we won't have to go in more than once. So we'll bring that across and give that a really firm press down. Give that ink chance to transfer, and then if we lift with this one up, we can see how it's stamped. That's actually stamped not too bad. The paper's moved so I can't go in again. So I'm going to give my stamp a quick clean off, and then we can remove the platform. We don't need that anymore. So if I take in my image, first of all I'm going to colour in the jeans. So the colours, I've pulled out quite an array of colours. These don't have names or numbers, unfortunately. I've got my water brush and some water. The first colour I'm gonna use is a bit like a denim blue. So I'm gonna get some colour down on my glass mat. I'm gonna spray that with water, and then with my water brush I'm just going to go all over and give his jeans a colour wash. Now this is not watercolour cardstock, it's just your regular white 300 GSM cardstock, but it should be fine as long as you don't soak the cardstock too much. So this is just to show you how really quick and easy it is to watercolour. And if we did no more to this, his jeans, you know, that would now be good enough. But I want to do some shading. So just keep going with this. You'll know when the paper, if you're not using watercolor cardstock, you'll know when the cardstock's had enough. It'll almost look like it's starting to pit. So that's all I want to do with the color wash. So if I just clean that up, I am going to lay down some more of the same color, and this time without adding any water to the brush than is already on there. I'm just going to pick out a few areas where I think this is going to be darker. So down the inside of his jeans, maybe around the roll turn-ups, around his pockets, and maybe just under his belt, like so. So basically for his jeans, that's all I want to do, and that's how quick and easy it is to watercolor. It's almost like the pens want to blend themselves. There we go. So that's his jeans done. So we don't need that color anymore. With his shirt, I'm going to go way out, and I'm going to color this in lime green. And this is a really bright, because I want this to be completely different to the front cover. I'm going to water that one down, and then again taking in my water brush, I'm just going to go all over his shirt. I am going to be cutting this out, so I'm not overly worried about going over the edges, but I am trying to keep within as much as possible. So all the way down. And it's like anything that you colour in, doesn't matter what it is, whether it's clothing, flowers, brick wall, anything. Nothing is one solid colour. There's always some light shade, and I think watercolouring as opposed to using alcohol markers, personally for me, I can achieve that look. I do struggle with alcohol markers. So again, pop the same colour back on, and then the water that's on the brush, and I'm just going to go around in areas where I think it's going to be slightly darker. It would be slightly darker down here by his belt if his shirt's tucked in. It would be slightly darker there on this shoulder. He'd have a few creases in his shirt. And that's as much as I want to do to this. That's his shirt coloured in. So you can see how this is, the water as it's drying, it's almost blending itself. Now with his bracers, I think we'll do those in black. And I might just go straight in with the pen. Oh, actually, yeah. Because I find this particular black pen, when watered down, tends to go a bit grey. So there's one brace. And there's the other one. So that's his bracers. We are going to do that in black as well. There's no skill to this. Let's just give him a really vibrant collar and all the way down the front. Now I've gone straight in with the pen, but I am going to pop down some water and I am going to go over that just to blend that out a little bit so it doesn't look like we've coloured it in and not worried about any shading. There we go. So that's all I want to do to him and his clothes. Now the girl, I might do her in red, so get some nice red down, mix that with some water, and this is actually going to make her dress look a bit pink. And I'm just going to get some colour down. Now, did you know that red is the quickest colour to fade, but the hardest colour to get rid of? So, i.e., if you were a hairdresser and somebody had red hair, it would be the most difficult colour to cover over or get rid of. Whereas if you dyed somebody's hair red, it's the quickest colour to fade. You're most probably thinking, what is she on about? But there we go. So, got a little red dress. Again, I'm going to wipe that out of the way. I'm going to pop down some more of the red. And with just what water's on the brush now, we're going to come down from her hip. We're going to come down the back of her dress. We're going to come along the bottom and in circular movements just go up the front of the dress. We're going to come down from underneath her belt. I want to leave it with some light in the center, like so. And with her bodice down the inside, underneath the collar, above the belt. So there she has her red dress, complementing him quite nicely. Now, because she's got a red dress, I'm going to give her a red bow in her hair, like so. And I might give her some matching lipstick. Now, her dress done. With their shoes, I thought I would give him brown shoes. And I'm going to give her black shoes. So, again, give that a colour wash. Wipe that one off. And then just with what's on the brush, I'm going to try and follow There we go. So I've left a tiny bit in the center of his shoes lighter. So it looks like reflection. And her shoes, I'm just going to go straight in with the black. and I'm going to leave the point without any colour, so that when I add the water, that will just blend that in and make that a bit lighter. I'm going to come down this side of her shoe, across the top, again there. So that's her shoes coloured in. I'm going to pop a tiny bit on the and I'm just going to go in and give that a bit of a blend. There you go. And can you see now with her shoe, it's almost like you've got this light belt. I'm going to do black. So again, I'm going to go in and do this side as well. I'm not going to do the buckle black. I'm just going to go in with a damp brush and pick that up, blend that in. So that's her belt done. Colour to do her buckle yet. Her collar I'm going to leave white, and I think she is going to be blonde. Lightest yellow. Let's pop some of this one down. You're not really going to see much of this colour. Just make sure that's not going to come out red or green or... So we're just going to give this a wash. As I say, you're not really going to see much of it. It's just going to look like it's dulling the cardstock down. So that's the first layer of her hair. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in direct, and I'm just going to follow the shape. I'm going to go round in circular movements, just following the shape of her hair. And her fringe is more straight. And then I am a tiny bit of water, and I'm going to blend those together. So it's really quite quick and easy watercolouring. And as I say, there's no real technique to it. That's going to look really lovely when it dries. And his hair, you could either have black or brown. I think we'll go with black actually. So straight in with the pen. Just try and follow the lines. Don't worry too much about filling it all in, just do the flicks like so. And then if we take the water brush again, bit of water, knock that off and just blend that in, and then what you will get is light and dark. As I say, it will blend itself. There you go. So now it's all about the skin tone. I'm going to do the girl this nice peachy colour. Just make sure that we've got no, there we go. And I'm going to come all the way down her legs. And come down her arm. Now I'm going to do her face. Need a bit more colour on that. And then her neck. Right, so that's all I'm worrying about with that at the moment. Now I'm going to go in with the same colour again. And this time I'm not going to use any extra water. I'm just going to come down the back of her legs, her feet, The inside there would be darker, like so. With her arm, I would say the inside would be the darkest. Just around her wrist, like so. And then this side would be darker. Can't hardly see where the colour is. Like so. There we go. So that's our lady all coloured in. So with our man, it could be paler. So let's just, oops, wrong way. Let's pick that one up. So we've got his arms. See, what I like about this is doing it like this is no two people's skin tones are the same. So it would be, you know, it would be easy to just have a skin tone water brush and do everybody the same. But I don't think it would look realistic. It's his arm, and I did notice he's got his hand on her bottom, just there. Right, so that's that one. And now I've forgotten which colour I used. Oh, this one, wasn't it? So if I just get some more down, go back in, but not adding any more water, and I'm just going to come round his fingers. Hands are usually darker than anywhere else. They tend to be in the sun more. It's going to be darker on the inside of his arm. Side of his neck I want darker, and I want that to come around. And then this side of his face. Go over the nose. Just leave. There we go. Oh, very nice. So can you see what I mean about skin tones and then both having, he's got a darker, although I thought it was going to be lighter, his skin tone is darker than her skin tone. His is warmer, whereas hers is more peachy. Now the exciting part for me is colouring in the jukebox. So what I'm going to do to start with is I am going to lay down a yellow and a quite a deep pink and a blue. And I'm going to give all three just a spray. I'm going to turn this up the other way. So the yellow one, I'm going to come in with the yellow one first, and I'm going to go up the outside. I'm going to give that a little clean off. I'm going to go into the red one. So while the yellow one's still wet, the pink one's next. Pink, sorry, not red. And then I'm going to go into the blue. And then I'm going to take some water and I'm going to blend them all together. So when that dries, that's going to look lovely. So we can just keep going. So we're going to go yellow. We're going to go pink. a bit too pink, really. I would have liked it if it had been lighter and red, but it doesn't matter. And then I'm just going to go in with some clean water and I'm going to blend those together. Let's see what this looks like when it's dry. So that's those. So if I go, I think I'm going to go pink there. Clean that one off and we'll go yellow next to it, like so. Clean that one off, a bit of water, and just blend those two together. I could have a bit of blue there. Clean that one off and then a bit of yellow. So that's those. Now while I've got the yellow out, I'm going to go in this top part with the yellow. I'm going to come down this section with the yellow, and I'm just colouring this now. I'm not worrying about blending or anything like that. Just basically colouring it in and letting the watercolour do its own thing. So that's those. The jukebox sign can be yellow. I think we're almost there. So if we do this center one yellow and this bottom one yellow, give that a wash off. With the blue, if we do this blue one just there, one there, give that a clean off, and then back in with the pink. Right, I'm going to clean those up, so we're nearly finished. So get some brown down, and just going to do that area. I am going to do these the same. So we've got another pillar just there. Going to come along. There we go. So that's all I want to do with the wood, and the rest of it I thought I would do in a grey. It's almost like we've got a bit of metal on there. Give that one a spray, and then if we just go in any white areas now and just fill that in. And there's nothing more satisfying than when you've stamped an image and then you've coloured it in and you look at it and you think, wow, I did that. And I think we'll do the star in a pumpkin colour. So again, just get that colour washed down. I think we are done. So that's all the colouring that I want to do. How beautiful is that? So quick and easy, honestly. If you don't like watercolouring or you've never tried it, just give it a go. It is beautiful. The results you can get with watercolouring are stunning. So because I know what I want to do to this card, I'm just going to chop off some of these bits. And I'm going to go around here and I am going to cut this image out. So I'm just going to fussy cut this, and it will look completely different again once it's been cut. There we go. Now I'm going to wait for this to dry a little bit more because I want to cut in between his legs and under her arm with a craft knife, but that's still a bit too damp at the moment. So if we get our card, if we take in our patterned piece, and I'm going to glue this down. So this piece is going to be glued straight down. So run a nice amount of glue, as always, all around the edges and in the middle. Center that up like so. And then this one is going to go on with foam tape. And then we can get this one lined up. So same distance, top, bottom. Let's have a look. I think that'll be fine. Yeah, there we go. Now we can remove these tapes. So if we take back in our image, what I want is for this to sit right at the bottom. But I'm hoping that it's dry enough for me to be able to get in there with a craft knife and cut away those background bits. Oh yes, perfect. But I want this to come right the way down to the bottom like so. Yeah, lovely. Okay, with this piece I've got the Lost Shadow Distress Oxide, and all I'm going to do is load up my brush, and I'm just going to come all the way around the outside of this piece of cardstock. There you are. So that's that done. And this one I'm going to glue down. So get that as central as possible, really. There we go. And then our lovely couple. I think I'll put these up with foam pads. There you go. Right. So these two are gonna go right there. So I've cut out some embellishments from the paper pack. I've cut out the diner sign, a Coca-Cola bottle, a pair of roller skates, and the ice cream sundae. So that's our embellishments. Now this sentiment is, so I stamped it and then I just cut the ends on an angle, and I thought I would have this going across the bottom. This is gonna sit like so. There we go. Well, I hope you enjoyed my little video. I hope you enjoyed watching the colouring side of card making. Beautiful. Anyway, thank you for watching, and until the next time, bye for now.